Hi there, thanks for joining today. Today is an unseasonably cold day in May in Florida, so I thought that I would do something that I was intending to do at Christmas, and that's make gingerbread. But I thought to do it at Christmas, but you know how busy December is, and we like to make things for our family and friends. So the kitchen counters are always full of stuff that we're in the process of baking or making or whatever. So now we have a little time. I thought it's time to go ahead and make this gingerbread. Disney sent out a recipe at Christmas time, and I think it was the one that I really like. They sell Mickey head gingerbread cookies with icing on them at Mr. Kamal's sweet shop in Animal Kingdom, and I really like them. I think this is that recipe, so I thought I'd give it a try and see how it goes. Join me, will you? So to start off, I have to cream together a half a cup of brown sugar and a fourth of a cup of butter. It did say to put this in a large bowl, so that's what I did, but it's like it doesn't want to cream very well because the bowl is too large. So I should have said at the outset that if you are a very precise and organized baker, you probably don't want to watch this. Go ahead and turn it off now, because while that's working, I'm still getting ingredients ready and trying to do all the other things. I'm adding a half cup of dark molasses. I think this is what gives it its little bit of a bitter taste. But I think what I really like about it is how that slight bitterness is offset by the royal icing. And the combination of the two is just great, in my opinion. Maybe you like a different kind of gingerbread, and that's perfectly okay. So I'm going to mix this in really well. The 3½ cups of flour that I'm going to alternate with a half cup of water. And I need to find some spices. Alright, let's start off with a cup of flour and then we'll go from there. While that's mixing, I will go find some spices to put in it. It looks very nice. So I need a ½ teaspoon of ground cloves. Now this is set, which is kind of a pain to keep pulling apart, but that's easier than finding them one at a time if I leave them loose. One thing I really like about this set is that it has the 1/8 teaspoon, and a lot of the sets I've seen don't. They start at a quarter. A fourth ½ teaspoon of ground cloves, a teaspoon of cinnamon. You know, I don't like washing dishes, so I'm still using the ½ teaspoon. 2 halves make a whole. Done. I think I want 3 teaspoons of ginger, aka 6½ teaspoons. 1, yeah, did you see that wasn't very accurate? So really, if you're a perfectionist, this is not the video for you. 3, 4, 5, 6. And yes, I did put a little less in one because I've got a little more in some of them. think I want a half teaspoon of salt. Okay, salt. I'm going to go ahead and put this half cup of flour in and then mix that, but I need a half cup of water because I need to start mixing some water in this. It's quite thick. Scrape that down a little before I add any more. Here before I do anything else, I guess. That would be a good thing to do, right? Start that slow. Cups of flour. It's 2.5 cups. I'm aiming for 3.5 cups altogether. Okay, can't find the cardamom. Hey Google, is there a substitute for cardamom? Cinnamon and nutmeg are widely recommended as cardamom substitutes. Huh. Nutmeg it is. We have nutmeg. Okay, I already have cinnamon in this, so I'm not putting cinnamon in. We're going to use up this nutmeg. Yeah, that's close enough. I'm sure. 1/4 of a teaspoon. Okay, I think I need to. Yeah, I think I need to scrape this down. It's quite thick, which was expected because we have to roll it out. I needed a teaspoon of baking soda, which I am adding with this last lot of flour, because baking soda starts reacting as soon as it gets wet. I don't want it to react too soon. That's sounding like it's struggling a little, isn't it? Whoops. There's my finger. I think I'm going to have a clean-up job to do when I get done here. Okay, so it's pretty well all nicely mixed and it's nice and stiff, but recipe says that I need to wrap it in plastic wrap and refrigerate it. Okay, I have to wrap it in plastic wrap and refrigerate it for an hour or so. So it gets to be really hard for me to roll out. Goodness. Well, it smells yummy. See you again in an hour or so. I divided the dough and took some of it out of the refrigerator and left the rest there while I'm still working. I'm supposed to roll this out on a lightly floured board and cut it into appropriate shapes. And since it's a Mickey recipe, what more appropriate shape than Mickey heads? that means I don't get very many out of this. Well, I really like this big cutter, but I think I'm going to have to use the smaller one so I can get enough cut out of here. There was no guideline on the recipe to say how thick I was supposed to roll it, so it is kind of thick. Hopefully that will be okay. I will say about this dough that it does smell very nice. It's a little bit sticky still. So use a lightly floured surface, but looks good. I got more out of that batch. I got a nice collection of the bigger Mickey heads out of that. I do see why it needed refrigerating, even though it was quite stiff when I was mixing it. It is a little sticky to roll out. I'm just trying to gauge the thickness of this so that it matches the others, so they all bake pretty evenly. Let's see if I can get a small one out of this end piece. I've got some big ones. I think the big ones would be better to eat because there's enough to enjoy. Let's pull these scraps together again. Or if it's okay to knead this, I guess I'll find out if they're really hard. It won't have been the right thing to do, but we'll see how that goes. I've gotten a little extra flour mixed into this while I've been rolling, so hopefully this will be enough to not have to flour the top again. The tablet with the recipe has gone to sleep while I've been here, so I need to go wake that up and find out how long to bake these for. Right, so into the oven at 350 for 8 to 10 minutes, and we'll see how that goes. Next step is to make the icing, and I'm working on that while the last batch is cooking. I've whipped my egg white. I halved this recipe, so that was not enough to use the big mixer for, so I'm using my little hand mixer. I've halved the recipe and whipped the egg whites into stiff peaks and added a little cream of tartar, and now I'm going to start sifting the powdered sugar in. We always buy these huge bags from Costco. That works real well at Christmas time when we need lots and lots. Now, if this was Christmas, I would go ahead and make the icing red or even green, but it isn't, and so I think I'm just going to leave it white actually. I just have to add the powdered sugar a little at a time until it's a spreadable consistency according to the directions. Starting the mixer off slow every time, of course, because of the powder. It's quite thick on here, but not thick enough to really spread. The half recipe, I have to add in 1 3/4 cups of powdered sugar, 7 1/4 cups. It does make a lot of frosting. I could have frosted the whole thing instead of just the top. I'm really glad that I halved the recipe. It's really quite stiff. I'm wondering at what point it gets too stiff. This is really hard to work with now. It's only number 6 and it's very stiff. I'm wondering if I really need the other one. Yeah, I think that's a spreadable consistency. I think I'm going to stick with that. Animal Kingdom, they just have the ears, which is nice. It's not too much sugar. I don't seem to be adept at making straight lines. Yeah, Lisa said they probably pipe the straight line and then spread it inside, which would make good sense. The cookies are cool, obviously, otherwise we'd have melted icing. But yeah, this is almost like it's too thick. This is going to add some sprinkles, just for the fun of it. Although we need red, white and blue.
I don't know that they're going to stick. Well, I couldn't wait anymore, so I'm going to have this first one that I sprinkled. I'm going to eat the ear first.
How does it compare with Mr. Kamal's?
It's very good, but I feel like the ones there aren't this fresh out of the oven. This is softer.
Probably not. And maybe I should mention that you can actually get them in Disney Springs.
Where?
Well, I think they have them at Amorette's. But you know, I just need an excuse to go to Animal Kingdom.
These are really good.
Do you think the flavour is the same? Remember that we learned that all the Disney places have their own recipes for gingerbread. All the hotels have different recipes and the parks a different recipe again. But it was Mr. Kamal's that I really liked, so that was what I was trying to replicate.
It was kind of the baseline generic gingerbread.
Right.
But the chocolate one at Boardwalk was my favorite.
Right.
But I think this is really good. I can't remember exactly the gingerbread from Mr. Kamal's. But Zori's Sweet Shop.
Oh, Mr. Kamal. All this time I'm saying it. Mr. Kamal sells
Fry Shack.
No wonder it's not so good.
Yeah, this does not taste like the fries at Mr. Kamal's.
If you've been confused,
Zori's Sweet Shop. So I've probably now just put little text under every time Mom has said that in the video.
Sorry.
Well, the battery's about to end, so we're going to wrap up this video. This is very good. We're just going to have to go find some more gingerbread to compare it. But I think it's very good. I think you should make this recipe if Mom can find the link, and I'll link it below.
Thanks for joining us. Give us a thumbs up if you've liked it. Subscribe below, and I'll try and remember where I'm shopping next time. Bye!